Hey queens and kings, my name's Cleela and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to come back on YouTube with the mental health therapist Q&A. You guys are so supportive of me that you leave me questions in my comment section and in my DM, and I love that so much. I love that you guys trust me with your questions. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm not able to get to all my DMs and all my comments because life gets so busy. So that's what I want to do today. I want to come back on YouTube with a mental health therapist Q&A. So we are about to do my makeup, do my hair, and get dressed for the night. I'm going out with some friends tonight. We're going out to get drinks and dinner. I'm so excited. So while I'm getting dressed, I said, let me turn my camera on and answer some questions from my people. And if you don't know, I am a mental health therapist in the state of Georgia, and my channel is all things therapy. So if you are interested in being a therapist, or if you are interested in therapy or mental health, subscribe to this channel. Now let's just jump right into the video. So our first question is, I have a bachelor's in psychology and I would love to know, how did you get your internship hours to become a licensed mental health therapist? So when I was in grad school, I went to grad school at North Carolina State University in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. While I was there, I had an internship, and most programs require you to have an internship. So it's not necessarily impossible because they're gonna help you. With my program, we had to go find our own mental health facility and say, hey, do you need an intern? Like, we basically had to just go out in Raleigh or go out in our area and see who could use an intern. And most facilities would love an intern, but that is how my program did it. I did my internship at a substance abuse facility. I interviewed with about 3 different places, and they weren't all substance abuse related. And after I decided that I wanted to do my internship at the substance abuse facility, I told my director and they approved that location. So in my program, they had us do the footwork. In some programs, they may give you an internship, or they may give you a list of different places that are accepting interns. But it's not hard to find an internship. If that is something that your program requires, they're not gonna make it too hard. They're gonna help you out a little, I'm sure, at least. So I had to have that internship for 1.5 years, and I had to work there like I was an employee. I had to show up in the mornings, stay till the afternoons, go to the meetings. You're literally an employee. So at the end of the week, my supervisor at my job would sign off on my hours. I think I did 20 hours a week. I was honestly a part-time employee. You go to school part-time and you work at your internship part-time. Like, you're literally in the field. Most graduate programs really want to prepare you to be a therapist. So they're just going to throw you in there, but they're going to do it in a really nice way, you know, an internship. They're going to do it in a really comfortable way. So while I was going to class for those 2 years, I was also going to my internship. I also want to mention that after you graduate and take your licensing exam, you still have to work as a therapist for a certain amount of hours before you are fully licensed. So you have to see clients for a certain amount of direct hours to be fully licensed, and this is aside from the internship that you have to do during grad school. This is so that the board can make sure that you are a good therapist before they make you fully licensed. Our second question says, I'm so confused. What will I do after grad school? Like, do I get a job? That's actually a great question, because a lot of people think that you have to be licensed to be a mental health therapist. No, that is not the case. Yes, you may get paid more when you are licensed, and you may come across more opportunities, better opportunities, opportunities that you may be looking for. Yes, get your license, but right out of school, obviously, we're not gonna have our license right away. It doesn't come the day that you walk across the stage. So some mental health facilities hire people who are not licensed yet. When you are applying for jobs straight out of grad school, look for jobs who do not need you to be licensed. And they will be very clear. When they tell you what they're looking for, they will tell you that they're looking for a license, or it's not necessary, it's optional. Thinking about getting your license while you're in grad school, I know that's stressful, but don't stress out too much, because yes, there are people who will hire you right out of college, I promise. When I graduated, I moved straight to Atlanta and I did not have my license yet. And I still was working as a therapist. So yes, getting licensed is important, but you will be able to get a job after school, I promise. Our third question. I have a double bachelor's in psychology and sociology from a New York State university. I don't know where to start to pursue my master's in clinical mental health counseling. It's definitely what I feel most fulfilling as a career path with my skill set, and I genuinely want to assist people in the midst of their mental struggles and difficulties. I know I can do it, just don't know where to put my first step. Well, honestly, I feel like you took care of the first step. You decided that you want to be a mental health counselor, or you decided that you want to work in the mental health field. I think that's the first step. But if you are just absolutely sure, yes, this is what I want to do, I would start looking at colleges that you're interested in, and I would start talking to them about your interest in mental health. I would go to their psychology department, call up their psychology department, tell them you're interested in mental health, and fill them out. Do you like their program? Do you like their energy? How do you feel about them? Like, what do they have to offer you? Period. Because they need you. So what do they have to offer you? So now that you know that you're interested in mental health, I would start talking to the psychology department of schools that I'm interested in. And I would see what they have to say about their psychology program and all that good stuff and how they feel about psychology. Sometimes when we're confused about things, just talking to somebody just makes things clear up for us. Just a simple conversation just puts things in such a different perspective. And yeah, you're already doing amazing. You're doing the research, you're making the decisions, you're saying I want to work in mental health. You're already doing the hard part. I have a question. I'm a 16-year-old female and I'm almost 100% positive I want to major in psychology. Is there any way I could volunteer or get a job that could get me experience in psychology? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. People are always looking for help. I'm telling you, like, people always need some help. So people would probably love to have you in their office helping them out, especially if they know they're helping you towards your career. They're gonna love that. And I honestly love that that's something that you want to do. That's gonna look great on your college resumes. You're really in the right direction. So yeah, I would just go to some local mental health centers or facilities and ask them if they're looking for a volunteer, or if they know of someone who is, or if they're looking for an employee, all that. So the next question. Hello, thank you so much for this video. I recently graduated with my master's degree in counseling, but I am stuck right now. I am studying the Rosenthal Purple Book, but I have a hard time studying. Any tips on how you studied for the NCE and any particular books/audio you studied? How long did it take you to study and pass? Thank you so much. Girl, that's the book I used. I'll show you the book I used. Hold on. This is the Encyclopedia of Counseling. This book made me pass, y'all. This is the best book to use, in all honesty. Like, I stand 10 toes down on that. This is the best book to use. And if you're looking for studying tips, girl, I listened to these audiobooks from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. Like, in my car, while I was working out, while I was cleaning. Instead of watching TV, I'm listening to these Instead of watching TV, I'm listening to this. Instead of listening to music, I'm listening to these. Like, these audiobooks were my life. It got to the point where sometimes I think I would go to sleep to them. Like, I just wanted them in my subconscious. I have a really busy schedule, so sometimes it's hard for me to find the time to sit down and study. So I have to do it while I'm on the go. The Encyclopedia of Counseling is something I highly recommend, and I highly recommend the audio. Also, sometimes I would assign a certain amount of pages to myself each night. So I would end the night by reading like 20 pages, 50 pages. Girl, just anytime I could get it in, I would try to read. But I really did make these books my life. So I would just suggest that you take some time to just make this a priority. It's hard. Studying is not the funnest, but it will be so worth it. I have to ask, with the freedom you have to only work 3 days a week, is it enough money for you? I just want to be stable, free, and also serving my community and family at the same time. Also, can you please assist me with applying to NC-A&T? Ooh, I love that you want to go to A&T. Aggie Pride! When you're a therapist, some jobs allow you to make your own schedule. So that's an option for you guys. But aside from being able to make my own schedule, I also have to reach a certain amount of hours each week. And some weeks we may not reach all of our direct hours. And that's okay, that's okay. But on average, you gotta try to meet a certain amount of hours each week. And I can do that in 3 days with the way I set my schedule up. So yeah, if you are at a job where you feel like you can make that happen for yourself and you can make sure that you reach all your hours in 3 days, then yes, I see you being able to be financially stable and still work 3 days a week. But you gotta find that rhythm first. When I first started working with my job, I was probably working 4 to 5 days out the week. But after I got the hang of things and seeing what clients I want to see what days, that's when I was able to condense my schedule. Of course, salary depends on what state you're in. Some states make more than others because the cost of living is higher. And most times, salary can depend on your experience and what you have to bring to the table. But there is no doubt in my mind that you can be financially stable and still work your dream job. You just have to find the job that makes you feel financially stable. And in regards to getting into A&T, girl, you got this. Colleges like to see that you do more than go to class. So if you did any sports or just anything outside of school, like helped at your church, volunteered at a nursing home, put all that down. Everything matters. They like to see, colleges like to see a well-rounded person. So just paint that picture of you being well-rounded and girl, you'll get in. And good luck. Aggie Pride. I don't know if y'all know or not, but that's where I got my bachelor's degree. North Carolina A&T. This is a great question. Have you ever had an issue with a client not wanting to leave a session? Maybe they're emotional and still want to talk, but you have another patient waiting to be seen. I'm a future therapist and have been racking my brain for every possible situation. Yes. Of course that happens. Trust me, it happens. And I have learned to start prepping them. For those clients, when they got about 10 more minutes, you gotta say that. So when you have 10 minutes left, you can look at the clock and be like, oh wow, we have 10 minutes left. So is there anything else that you would like to discuss before we wrap up today's session? Of course, validate what they're saying in that moment. If they're talking about the fact that their dog just passed away, validate what they're saying. But yes, that happens, but it's so easy to fix. And after you do it a few times, they're gonna understand, okay, at 1 o'clock it's time to go. It's time to go. So our next question is, what kind of jobs can you get before you finish your degree if you are studying to become a mental health therapist? I mean, what kind of no experience needed jobs relate to or could be useful to experience as a psychology major? Amazing question, amazing question. Group homes is a great place to start. A lot of group homes would love the help of someone giving therapy or just mentoring foster children or children in the system. Although the job title may not be therapist that they give you, you will have the role of mentoring and giving therapy, and also juvenile detention centers and some community counseling centers. There are many mental health facilities that are looking for help outside of being directly in the therapy room giving the therapy. So they may need help at their front desk. They may need help with assessments. They may need help with so many other things, and they would love to hire you on if they know that you're working to become a therapist. So although you may not be giving therapy right away, you'll still be in that atmosphere and you'll still be getting education and experience. And guess what? Once you get your degree, they might hire you. So I think that's an amazing idea, and good luck. Can we have a play-by-play on the path educationally you took? So I graduated from high school. Then I went to North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina for 4 years, and I studied psychology with a minor in family studies and child development. Then I graduated and went to North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina, where I got my master's in clinical mental health counseling. And then I moved to Atlanta, and now I am working with a new agency, and I absolutely love it. I've also went into more detail on this question in other videos, so check my page out, girl, if you want to find out some more information about my educational path. How do you manage stress and maintain a balanced work-life balance? Ooh, that can be hard sometimes, but it's so important to put yourself first. It's so important, and it sounds cliche, but it's very important to put yourself first. How can you give from an empty cup? You have to make sure your cup is full, because if you're running on E, you're really no help to your clients or the people around you. You're more harmful than helpful. So you have to take care of yourself first. I do not allow myself to work after certain times. Being that I make my own schedule, I have to be in charge of that. I have to be in charge of not doing work after a certain time, starting at a certain time. So creating a schedule that works for me, number one. And also number two, having hobbies and things that make me happy. There are a few things that I have that I really enjoy doing, and I do them outside of work, and I don't think about work. I have two completely different lives, okay? Like for instance, I'm about to go get dinner with my friends, and we are not gonna discuss work at all. Have your life outside of being a mental health therapist. What else excites you? You know, engage in your hobbies on the weekends. Make sure you don't have one identity of being a therapist, of just work. No, that's not healthy for you. We did not come on this earth to just pay bills and die, okay? So live your life, live your best life. Do it like it's your B-day every day, okay? Work is so important. Work is very important, and the mental health of our clients is very important, and is very much a priority to us. But please make yourself a priority as well. Your clients will thank you for that, because you putting your mental health first will show them to put their mental health first. You gotta lead by example. So yeah, in order to find a nice balance with work in your life, literally make it a balance. Like, I'm not working after 7 o'clock, period. And after 7 o'clock, I watch my shows, I go to the gym, I go to dinner with my friends. I do things outside of work. So just have a life outside of work. And also find things that relieve your stress. For instance, mine is taking a bath. If I'm stressed out, I'm gonna take a bath. If I'm very stressed out, I'm gonna go on a run. Also playing with my dog, shopping, doing my makeup. I have found things that make me feel calm. So find things that make yourself feel calm when you're feeling stressed out and like your life isn't managed in that moment. Just find something to calm you down. Yeah, so my hair and makeup are done, and now I'm about to get dressed and head out the door. but I just wanted to check in with you guys and answer some of your questions before I went to dinner. I hope that I answered some of y'all's questions, and of course I will be back with another Q&A very soon. So leave me any mental health related questions, any therapy related questions that you have down below, and I will either respond to you directly or I will get to you in another video. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I love you, and I will see you in my next video.